Phantom Force Takata 2. The only equivalent thing to this rifle is a giant anime sword, with the other fact that people who only use the Hecate 2 are SEO diehard weeps who worship the character Shino, the trickshot sniper goddess waifu. The funny thing to mention is that when I first saw SAO, for some reason I used to believe that this rifle was made in Japan. I didn't know this rifle was made in France. (1942) to, well, I mean they still make these. Hecate 2, made in good old France. Did you know that this rifle was made in France? Yeah, apparently me either. When I found out the Hecate 2 was made in France, I was truly heartbroken. But also, it didn't really matter. Man, this skid's just not really going anywhere. This 50 BMG of portable artillery, which can obliterate any Ruski goober behind a wall with hairline precision at 1800 meters, or 5905.5 bald eagle wooden sticks with Sharpie lines. Why, America? Why do you still use Imperial units? And probably a good reason why many fans of the Hecate 2, well, love the rifle. With the other being SEO otakus who love the Hecate 2 and have more than 10k kills in Phantom Force with it. In real life, the Hecate 2 is a low volume, high quality production rifle. Basically, they're really rare and expensive. An example I could give is, if you watch Formula Drift, if you don't, great. This would be like asking Stefan Dacus to build the Formula Drift Mark V Supra that Frederick Osbo drives. Same specs, same settings, same engine, except the livery, and it's yours. Good luck, basically. Back to the Hecate 2. Hell, even I'd like to say happy hunting finding someone to borrow the Hecate 2 to the range. Like I said, they're really rare and expensive. Now, back to explaining why the Hecate 2 is hard to get and no one has it except military, special forces, and police units. On top of being more expensive than the average consumer can afford, the Hecate 2 is also very restricted to who can get it as well. On top of needing the required licenses and proper documentation that you are of age to purchase a firearm, you're going to need registration for a police station unit or a special forces unit with that proper documentation. I haven't purchased any firearms, so I wouldn't really know, but it just seems really difficult to get this particular rifle. Most likely your average chud prepper is probably never gonna own this rifle, so most likely it's gonna be the Ludus rifle, which is basically like a commercial version of the Hecate 2 for sport shooting, or so that's to be claimed on the PGM website, with retaining the same quality, precision, manufacturing, and customer service that PGM claims to offer. The Hecate 2 was made by PGM in the early 90s to offer a better 50 cal option, which at the time the M82 Barrett was the only 50 cal dominating the 50 cal market, but it was still relegated to the role of setting off landmines. It wasn't accurate enough for precision sniping, so in 1991 a concept rifle by the name of the Ultima Ratio, or RAID when acronymed, designed by Gilles, nope, that's not it, Gilles Bayon, I think that's how you say it in French, right? As a floating barrel design which utilized a removable barrel for barrel quick change capabilities. See, FN Scar, there was a modular rifle already before you, and it was a 50 cal. I mean, it wasn't that modular. It wasn't even that related. It would be a concept, and not much of that, but by 1993, Payan would meet Alan Gomet and Francisco Mayer. Okay, I'm just gonna put the names on the screen. Please, some French person in the comments section, let me know how I pronounce these names. I'm not French. But long story short, they would become business partners, and PGM wouldn't be possible today without, nor would it have the same capabilities as PGM Precision does today. The first design would be tested in 1994 during the siege of Sarajevo, a bloody conflict due to rising tensions and nationalism. Yugoslavia had 6 other socialist republics that were under the Iron Curtain during the Soviet Union. Conflicts would begin in 1992 when Bosnian Serbian nationalists took the city of Sarajevo under siege by encircling the city and placing 130,000 troops in the mountains. Residents of Sarajevo were indiscriminately attacked from the mountains by mortar and sniper fire. It was a brutal siege and a traumatizing experience for the residents of Sarajevo, with 5,434 civilians dying and more than half of the residents, around 60%, suffering from a form of PTSD, with a steady rise in the use of antidepressants. Even though the residents of Sarajevo are resilient and adaptable people, there is a breaking point. And even if a traumatic event like a war or a siege is over, after 3 years since the start of the siege, on February 29th of 1995, a détente was signed, and in 1996, the Bosnian government declared the siege was over. Even though the events of the Yugoslav wars and the siege of Sarajevo still have lasting effects permeating still today and onward, it can be seen in hatred and racism between Bosnians and Serbians. It's especially noticeable in YouTube comment sections and very visible in cursed Balkan comments in Wow Mao's videos.
Gays defeated Serbia. And Serbia is ultra gay.
So from one of the developments of the Hecate 2 resulted from a war which pretty much shows why Balkans hate each other. On that footnote, French Special Forces troops in Sarajevo gained experience and contributed to the development of what would be eventually called the Hecate 2. Even though eventual concepts of PGM's rifles were based off the Ultima Ratio design, which was a 7.62 cartridge Hecate 2, but upscaled to the 50 BMG cartridge, utilizing the Browning style magazine as requested by Gunnet and Mayo, the business partners of Payan shown on screen. And afterward, as previously mentioned, it would lead to reiterations of the Ultima Ratio's design, such as the Hecate 2 Mini, a purpose-built 308 wind rifle based on Swiss police specifications, PGM 338, and the Ludus rifle for competition shooting, and a budget option since the previously listed rifles are expensive to the moon. The Hecate 2 is still used today by police, special forces, and military organizations alike around the world, even if it's just a variant from a derivative based on the intervention. It's still a cool rifle, nonetheless. I just noticed I mispronounced it. It's Hecate, like baguette, because it's French. But fuck it, just roll with it. Phantom Force's stats. It's unlocked at rank 150. Damage range is 97 at 40 studs to 93 at 200 studs. Headshot multiplier of 3, torso multiplier of 1.8. Fire rate is 28 RPM. Ammo capacity of 7 in the mag, 35 in reserve, of 50 BMG cartridge. Blah blah blah. Go on and read the stats. It's the stats tab. Legit, kinda getting stupid at this point. Compared to other guns of Phantom Forces, the BFG, which is the closest related cousin to the Hecate 2 in PF, utilizing the same cartridge, even though it just fires one bullet. Yeah, they function differently. The BFG is in many ways slower than the Hecate, and the fire rate department and overall movement and handling of the gun. It's a giant artillery cannon. Like, it's nothing, but it's a guaranteed one shot at all ranges. I've gotten 95 assists, but right in the hit. Finally, that was like just right in that. Wow, okay, that was cool. Because the average player is so coked up on G Fuel and automatic rifles, machine guns, and shotguns, I can't even get a clean shot. Nah, whatever. He's such an asshole. Fuck you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, fuck you. Whatever. Yeah! Occasionally, I will hit a multi-collateral on Metro, the KD and the decimals, but that will do. You've also got the NTW-20, also a giant artillery cannon, which you have to prone to ADS. Yeah, it's that huge. It's got 3 rounds in the mag with the 20 by 82mm cartridge. And that's boring. With the 20 by 110mm conversion, you get the closest thing to the positron from the anime about biblical monsters, bitch-ass son, orange shoes, all before the Netflix adaptation, so you can roleplay as getting the robot Shinji. I've tried different attachments, and I was somewhat restricted on the experimental, ambitious abominations I could create. Another reason why I don't have 10 kills on the Hecate is time. and the other being that I don't really use the sniper too much. Hell, recon class has been relegated to one of those niche classes because being a casual player doesn't mean actually casual. Here in PF, it means something else. And what do I mean by that is that majority of the PC player base has been playing this game for so long that it's become second nature to them. So for your average casual newbie, good luck. If you ever get burnt out of this game, congratulations, get ready to meet decimal KD, players strafing like they have epilepsy and just are smashing every single key on the keyboard, and get ready to get beamed from across the map. His health is gonna get finagled. What the fuck? What? Okay. Because fun. Yay. Now attachments. Skeleton grip is most likely going to be the go-to, and that's all you need. This attachment increases the weapon's handling characteristics and recovery speed, though it's not very noticeable to the player who just camps all the way back at the map. Somewhere I would like to call Camperland. If you take recon seriously, I can't. It's a small change that isn't very noticeable to an extent. It does improve the handling quality of the rifle to an almost unnoticeable amount on its own. Lightweight barrel increases walking speed by a bit, however depending on what map you're playing, different barrels are suggested for different maps, like heavy barrel for LQC or CQC barrel for, well, CQC. Duh. Also, 2/3 barrel gun, haha funny. S-bolt is just an aesthetic choice if you're one of those epilepsy-inducing editors. It's an aesthetic, so yeah, don't be me. I made a minion Hecate. It was completely useless. Here it is on the screen. Skeleton grip is probably the only thing you're gonna need on this 50 cal to be a 50 cal weeaboo enjoyer. Hecate 2, how about you trick shot some mains on your dick?
Are maidenless.
Yeah, okay, fuck you. Whatever.